Well, this video has been long overdue, as have all of my videos. What is up, everyone? This is Ellibod here. Welcome to the Ellibod Sports Network, and well, it's time for me to do the full-time review of my Premier League predictions. As you lot know, I did a prediction at the beginning of the season, and I'm doing things slightly differently from all other YouTube predictions. I'm using a point system for the accuracy of my predictions. So, once again, just to remind you the rules, if I get the prediction spot on, 5 points. If the prediction is 1 place out, 3 points. If the prediction is 2 places out, it's 1 point. Any further than that, it is an incorrect prediction. However, I'm also going to do something different this time as I bring up my predictions from the beginning of the season. You will notice that I have my score and a target to beat, but you'll also notice I've decided to score the Irish guy from HITC Sports using my point system. So, not only am I going to try and beat my score, I'm going to try and see if I can beat the Irish guy. You're probably thinking, why? And my answer is simply, because. So let's not waste any more time, let's get into my predictions. So 20th, I went with West Bromwich Albion. So, not spot on, but 1 place out. So, first prediction in, I've already got 3 points on the board. It happens every season with West Brom. They are a yo-yo club. They go up, come straight back down, go up, come straight back down. And Sam Allardyce did absolutely nothing for West Brom. And I'm starting to think that maybe next season you may not yo-yo yourself back up into the Prem. But I don't really mind. You've got me my first points on the board. 3 points. 19th, I went with Brighton Hove Albion, and no, Brighton finished 16th. They did better than I anticipated, but I still stand by a lot of what I said in the earlier prediction video. You are fielding some of the worst players in the Premier League, and yet you're still somehow winning matches. It just doesn't make sense. It does not make sense to me. Not to mention you play some of the most boring football I've seen, and yet you still manage to somehow win. You are kings of luck. That's what you are, Brighton. You are kings of luck. But you finished 3 places above my prediction, which is outside my caveat, so I'm still on 3 points. Okay, so next, 6 places better than I predicted. 18th, my club I support, Newcastle United. I got this one wrong, and I don't care. I'm happy that my club stayed up. And not only that, I'm happy they stayed up in 12th place. That's actually a very good result, all things considered. But at the same time, we're still owned by Mike Ashley. That needs to stop. Sell the fucking club. Because I don't think we're going to get any higher than 12th in any season. I'm praying that Alan St. Maximin stays, because without him, we're going down. There's going to be no doubt on that. We will go down if Alan St. Maximin leaves Newcastle United. So again, outside the caveat, still on 3 points, but I don't really care on this one. I'm happy I got this one wrong. 17th, I went with Crystal Palace, and once again, Crystal Palace stayed up and stayed outside of my caveat. Again, the fact you still have Wilfried Zaha is nothing short of a miracle. I don't know what you've got on him to keep him to stay there. Not really much else to say on Crystal Palace, but you're going to lose him eventually, whether he goes to another club or retires. So you might want to prepare for that. 16th. Okay, the first club that have done worse than I predicted. Sheffield United. Second season syndrome is Sheffield United this season. And to think at one point they almost did worse than Derby County in the infamous Derby County season. It was 11 points. And God, that was a weird season, 07-08. But at one point you were on worse form than them. Picked it up somewhere towards the end, but nowhere near enough. Last place, outside my caveat, still haven't got another point since West Brom. God, this is not looking good. I've only got 3 points on the board. And it's not changing. 15th, I went with Aston Villa. And another club that did 4 places better than another club that did 4 places outside of what I predicted. They did 4 places better than I predicted. I don't really have much to say on regards of Aston Villa. You played some pretty decent football at best. You still got your hands on Jack Grealish, so yeah, that's about it really. Not really much else to say on the matter of Aston Villa. What can Aston Villa do to improve? I think you're going to need a manager that's more attack-minded. I think at the moment Aston Villa are quite balanced, but I think you're going to need to take a risk and go for an attack-minded manager. 14th. Another team that ended up getting relegated. I said that this team were going to try and stay up and not get humiliated, and they did get humiliated. Fulham. 4 places worse. And that's also 3 teams in a row in which the team has done 4 places, give or take, from my prediction. What does it would mean a number 4? So, Fulham. Do I think you'll bounce back in the Championship? Probably not. I think you may make the playoffs again, but then lose there. 18th, 28 points. Huge gap between 18th and 17th. Not really much else you can say on that matter. 2 teams that came up, gone straight back down. 13th. How the fuck has David Moyes managed to drag a successful season out of West Ham? For God's sake. 6th in the Premier League. I predicted 13th. 7 places. They did 7 places better than I predicted they would do. Oh my God. But again, I'm not really going to slam West Ham on it. I think they've had a good season. They deserve to be in 6th. Yeah, there's going to be European football for West Ham next season. And somehow David Moyes has dragged some success out of you lot. Guess I can't be too mad. So, next, 12th, I went with Burnley, and no, Burnley ended 17th. Still, Sean Dyche has managed to keep Burnley up. He's managed to secure Burnley as a stable Premier League team. Well, stable in the sense that they managed to stay in the Premier League for now a good couple of seasons. Yeah, that's the Sean Dyche style. It's defensive, conservative football, rough housing, long passes from the back. And, well, if he keeps them up, he keeps them up. But I've got to wonder how long Burnley fans are going to tolerate this. I think they're going to want to see some success and actually see the chance of some... there. Got my tongue tied there. Woo! They're going to want to see Burnley win some titles. They're going to want to see Burnley win some cups. And I wonder if it's going to get to that stage where Burnley fans are going to think that. Because I think if you stay in the Premier League a certain length of time, you're going to want to have some trophies, right? I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm a Newcastle fan. The last time we had a trophy was the Intertoto Cup, and that's not even a trophy. I would like to see some silverware. I reckon Burnley fans will feel the same way. 11th. Southampton. Nope. They finished, again, 4 places away from where I predicted. This time they did 4 places worse, though. Southampton feel like they're a club in crisis. They have no stable idea. They have no stable team. And they get humiliated at least once every season. This is a club that needs a serious reshuffling in terms of its management board, its coaching, its players. It may end up being the case, Southampton. It might be better for you to get relegated, go into the Championship and rebuild yourselves there. It could happen to teams. I mean, look at Man United in the 70s when they were relegated from the first division, rebuilt themselves in the second, and yeah, they became a dominant force. So why not you lot do the same? You're perfectly capable. Okay, so top 10 time. 10th, I predicted Leeds, and they didn't finish 10th, they finished 9th. However, within the caveat, finally some more points on the board. Finally, I'm at 6 points after 10 places. Oh, this is not going well. But anyway, Marcelo Bielsa's Leeds. What a showing. I said after all this time you were going to want to stay up, and to get top half is an outstanding result, and it may be a season late, but you're getting the Irish guy tattooed, so that's going to make for some good viewing. Well done to Leeds United, to Patrick Bamford. Now comes the real test. Can you keep it up in the next season? Can you stay in the top 10 or even go for Europe? I want to see it happen. Yeah, I'm going to say it. I wouldn't mind seeing Leeds continue to do well. I actually have a lot of respect for Leeds. And I have a lot of respect for their players, a lot of respect for what their fans have had to go through. Good on them. And good on them for making top 10. 9th place, I went with Everton, and they finished 10th. So, Everton and Leeds, if they had just finished the other way, I would have had 2 spot-on correct predictions. But no, they had to switch places. Still within the caveat, 3 points, so now I have got 9. Okay, maybe I can pick this up. Maybe this is starting to improve for me. Remember, I've got to hit the target of 20 points. Let's see if I can at least hit that. I've got a gut feeling I'm not going to beat the Irish guy's score now. Going this far and only having 9 points. Anyway, Everton started off the season brilliantly. You storming to the top, and then you just decided to go. And now, of course, you're trying to get a new manager. Rumours that it was going to be Steven Gerrard have been proven to be false, and I think we all knew that from the beginning, but I think it would have been hilarious if Steven Gerrard took the job at Everton. I think it would have been so hilarious. Because I think he would deliberately try to get you relegated. I'm just saying. So not a bad result for Everton, but could have been a hell of a lot better. Which is more than what can be said for my 8th place. I went with, oh boy, Wolves. And nope, 5 places worse. They finished in 13th. Another club that is starting to slip. And a change in management, I think, is going to be needed. A change in player personnel is going to be needed at the club jokingly called Portugal FC. And I think you need to remove yourself from that mythos of just hiring mainly Portuguese players. I think you need to expand your view. I mean, you found some moderate success with mainly Portuguese players. I almost said just Portuguese players, but no, there's other nationalities in the Wolves Football Club, of course. But this mythos, it's almost joke status. It is joke status that you are Portugal FC, so much so your 3rd kit is the same colour as the Portugal kit. Just, I think again, like Southampton, a serious rethink is going to be needed, and if not, relegation and rebuild yourselves in the Championship. So we're getting to the top 7 now. Where am I at? I'm at 9 points still. So, 7th, Tottenham Hotspur. Yes! A correct position! It only took me 13 places to get there. But finally, a correct position. Tottenham Hotspur under the madness throughout most of the season of what was Jose Mourinho. Thank you, Jose, for being so inconsistent. And now, of course, there were stories about Mauricio Pochettino coming back to Tottenham. I think that's going to be what's best for Tottenham Hotspur. But then there's also the talks that Harry Kane is looking to leave, and I think without him, your club could begin to disintegrate. And that would be sad to see after all the money that's been pumped into your club. You do still have pretty good players in there. Obviously, you have to look at someone like Son Heung-min. You have to keep him. And of course, there are other great players, but that's the one I want to highlight, because without someone at the front with that level, with that caliber of player like Son Heung-min is, you're gonna fall. Simple as that. So it'll be interesting to see what Tottenham do next season. 6th place. I went with Leicester, and they did a place better than I predicted. They did a place better. They finished in 5th. So, 3 points on the board. I'm starting to pick up points. Alright, come on, let's see if I can keep this going. This has been a great season for Leicester. Staying in 5th and add an FA Cup win to a club that, after everything it has gone through, it deserves this. It really deserves the success it's had. And, you know, it's all the proof that's needed that a club can rise up from something so horrible. Not just nearly getting relegated a couple of seasons back, but the death of your previous chairman. To see Leicester rise up like this is amazing. And all the credit in the world to Leicester City. They deserve it. They deserve the FA Cup win. They deserve fifth place. They deserve European football. Keep it going. Honestly, keep it going. So 5th place. Nope, my streak ends. My streak of 2. point, 2 runs were getting points. I went with Arsenal. An FA Cup win can usually mean wonders the next season, but not for Arsenal. The memes of Arsenal getting relegated flooded the internet, and of course they didn't come to fruition, but still, the fact they even flooded the internet alone should be an indication that something is wrong at the Emirates. What's going to be needed? I must admit, I don't know. I don't know what Arsenal can really do at the moment to improve their position. I mean, I'm very certain we could ask some of the people at Arsenal Fan TV. They're going to tell you a whole load of things that could be done. But I question whether or not they would be successful. Would a new manager work? Possibly, but it could also backfire. Getting in new strikers, again, that could backfire. The sad thing is that I don't really know how Arsenal could improve the situation they're currently in. So, Arsenal finishing in 8th. Alright, top 4. Let's see how these lot have done. And, weirdly, I predicted the top 4 correctly. I just got them in the wrong order. So we start off with Man United, who I predicted would come 4th. And they came 2nd. So, 2 places out. I do get a point on the board for it. But, no, this Man United started off in relegation form, and they've picked it up to finish 2nd. So, again, I guess all credit to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. However, I have to highlight Europa. I asked quite a few Man United fans, what side are you? Sack Solskjaer or sell De Gea? Almost everyone I asked said sell De Gea. And I agree with them. I do not think David De Gea is the Golden Glove goalkeeper that he once was. He is shoddy on the ball. He let in a lot of goals this season that really he should have saved. Don't get me wrong, he saved a good amount of goals, but any other keeper it would have got in. But then there was the supposed talks, but apparently David De Gea ignored the suggestion given to him by Solskjaer during that penalty shootout, and it cost them. Thankfully, you're still going to have Champions League football simply because you finished 2nd, but I think you need to sell De Gea and put trust into one of your secondary keepers. Because I think David De Gea isn't working. I mean, you did better than my prediction for you, but I think if you're going to win the Prem, you need to change your keeper. So, 3rd place, I went with Manchester City, and nope, they did 2 places better and won the Premier League by quite a sizable margin, a 12-point margin, 12 points, if you don't mind me making the Eurovision reference. All the rumours at the beginning of the season circling whether or not Lionel Messi was going to come to Manchester City ended up not coming to fruition. However, Pep Guardiola and the Man City side continue to dominate, so no real need for further comment there. You won the Prem. There you go. Did 2 places better, so I get another point on the board. 2nd place, I went with Liverpool, and they came in 3rd. So 1 place out, 3 points. Okay. Some of Liverpool's play this season was not what I was expecting. They dropped points against teams they should have beaten easily. They flopped in a way that I wasn't expecting Liverpool to flop. Yes, okay, they picked it up, but still, this should have been a golden season for you, but as I predicted, I think the pressure of being the champions again got to you, and you flopped. Next season, you're going to need to reclaim some of that laser-eye focus that you had when you won the Premier League season. And finally, the team I predicted to win the Premier League, they made top 10. No, they made top 4. Of course they made top 10. They're fucking Chelsea. They made it in the top 4, but they came in 4th. So outside my caveat, I don't get anything for it. It was a bit of a weird situation when Chelsea sacked Lampard, but from all I can see of it, it only benefited from them. I mean, for fuck's sake, Chelsea. Champions League victory. That is all that needs to be said. I think you've now got the right sort of setup to go on for better success next season. It's just going to be a matter of keeping it again. Keeping that focus. Let the momentum of the Champions League take you further. So, how have I done? Well, I beat my target, which was to get 20 points. I got 22 points. So, I've topped my target. How have I done in comparison to the Irish guy? I have fallen 9 points short. Irish guy scored 31 points with my system, and I only got 22. That is a landslide, and he got, I think, 3 spot-on predictions, and I only got 1, which was Tottenham. I'm going to have to hope I do better with my championship one.